So I'm here today at the Amex at the second Youth Commission's big conference, and I'm really pleased with the work that young people have done this year. And one of the recommendations that they're making today is that young people in Sussex should sign a youth pact that looks at how they actually react with the police and how Sussex police react with them.
The future of policing in Sussex sits with the young people who live in Sussex. And if we don't get it right, we build up problems for ourselves in the future. And we've got independent advisory groups across the force, but rarely are they represented by young people. So this was a really good opportunity to actually speak to people who we provide a policing service to and understand what impact it has.
So on screen here is one of our main findings that have come out of the IAG, and it's our Sussex Police Youth Pact. So there's 9 different points that we're looking at. To me, what it is we want some kind of mutual agreement and we want a mutual understanding of each other's roles.
We're really hopeful about the development of the new Youth Pact, which will act as a guiding framework for future relationships between the police and young people across Sussex.
With regards to the IAG, it was just kind of letting people know that it was one of our recommendations that come through from last year, and it was our strongest one. And our Youth Pact was also the strongest idea that come out of the IAG.
One of the resounding messages from our research, and something that has really stayed with me personally, was this simple quote: "Help, don't punish." Our recommendation is to help develop an education resource with and alongside schools and our volunteering partners, because we believe positive education is key.
I think it was a really good experience because we were standing up in front of everyone, and it was really nice to have people listen to what we were saying and help make our recommendations become a reality.
One of the major things that we found out was sometimes cyberbullying can be known to be much more harmful than actual physical bullying. If I go to school today and if someone says something to me, I do think about it, but eventually I forget it. However, if the same person says something to me online on my Facebook wall or on Twitter, I read it, and within seconds, hundreds of other people read it.
We've already got the opinions of young people, but it's also great to get the opinions of the people that actually deal with it. So far, we've just found the problems. We need to work with them to help solve them.
So the first one is to raise awareness of hate crime among young people. So we want to improve the awareness of how to identify it and why and when we should be reporting crime. One of the main reasons of hate crime is xenophobia, fearing something that you have no idea about. If we start understanding more, then there's going to be less hate crime.
It's not being reported very well. It's a slow process, and we're doing all we can under new research how to speed up the process, why it's not being recognised and what is wrong, because it's one of the hardest, most complicated areas.
A lack of employment was highlighted as one of the main causes for this, and this often stemmed from offenders being told what they cannot do instead of what they can do. Many offenders believe that they have no future career prospects because of their criminal record. So I'd like to introduce you to Jordan, who sat over there, who I met recently at a meeting with the YMCA.
As I'm trying my hardest not to reoffend, this has involved me in cutting ties with some of my old friends because of this. I find that I am often in a position where I feel like I have no one to talk to. I think that, a mentoring scheme would be a good idea. Also special activities, clubs to keep others busy and to allow them to meet other people who are in a similar position.
We found that young people don't know what their rights are, what their responsibilities are, but also the complexities of policing as well meant that there was a sort of barrier between that relationship when they didn't know about their own rights, responsibilities and complexity of the job. So looking at a rights card to give people information about what rights they have, but we needed to frame this in a particular way to ensure that it's not going to be used as a weapon by young people to harm that relationship with young people, but in fact to incorporate rights and responsibilities.
I don't want to rest on where we are. I want to listen to your experiences of what you think of us, and I will tell you that I'm willing to change as a result of what you tell us.
coming on this 2-year journey with the Sussex Youth Commission, it's really, really, really improved my views upon the police and how the police operate. And it's been a great opportunity, you know, when people ask me about what do you do, you know, I can give them positive stories, and it's kind of helping impact other young people's views as well. I mean, really getting the chance to represent them today is just so humbling. I mean, obviously we've had the 2,100 conversations across the whole of Sussex, and that's a lot of young people to represent. So we've kind of got big shoes to fill.